Hey guys, welcome back to my video. Today I'm bringing you a taupe smoky eye and I hope that you like it. So let's get started. So first I start off, I'm taking the Royal Affairs palette and this Sephora Pro blending brush, and I'm starting off with the lightest color just to kind of set my eyelids. I've already primed with a Painterly paint pot and I'm just taking that eyeshadow just to kind of set it. And here I am just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. This is the case all the time. I am always not knowing what I'm gonna do. So I'm just decided to do a taupey smoky eye. So I start taking that mid-tone taupe / light brown color and I start working that into my crease with that Sephora blending brush. And I'm taking that to the other side. And I've always started on the outer corner and then I work my way slowly inwards. So that way most of the deposit of color is on the outside versus the, in the inside of the eye. And so there I go again, just packing on a little bit more and using some windshield wiper motions to blend it out. You never want to have any harsh lines, so I'm always going back and blending. And excuse me, yes, I'm still a little sick. I'm still reeling from all these allergies, so please bear with me. That's why I decided not to do a talk through video on this one, because my voice was still kind of crazy, so sorry. And more blending. And when you think that you're done blending, blend some more. And now I'm going to take a Morphe brush, and all of these, by the way, all of these brushes will be linked down below, and the products that I use as well. Now the BH, I don't believe that this is on the BH side because I got this at TJ Maxx, but if you go to your local TJ Maxx or Marshalls, I believe that you can find this palette. So now I'm taking that a little bit of a darker taupe color, and I'm starting to build that into my crease. And I first taking little packing motions just to kind of set the color first, and then I slowly again start bringing it inwards. And yep, start bringing it in slowly. And so yes, we just keep blending. That's really the trick to having a good gradient effect with your eyeshadow, where you can't see where one color begins and one ends because they all marry each other really well. You don't want to have any harsh lines. So blend till your arm feels like it's gonna fall off. And so then I just took again the first color with the first Sephora blending brush, just to add again, I wanted to make sure that you can still see the first color just above. And now I'm taking a bit of a darker, one of the darker colors in the palette, and I'm starting to slowly work that inward. And this is one of the black taupey colors in the palette. And I'm taking a smaller blending brush to pack it on at first, because this color, any dark colors can really get crazy right away if you use the wrong brush. So you want to make sure that you use a smaller brush because you want to control the surface area. You don't want it to go up too high, so you really want to control that. So you want to make sure that you pick the right brush. You don't want something so fluffy that it's going to disperse the product too high up, because you can never bring that down. And now we have a cute little baby break. My daughter. Good God, I can't speak. She's so cute, my baby. I love these interruptions. She just loves watching me do my makeup. And then she just wants to hang around. She wants to hug me. I love my babies. Okay, so I had just gotten a clean brush to help me blend out the darker gray color, and I'm going back with the original transition light brown color above just to make sure that's still peeking through, and just taking my blending brush and just making sure that everything again is very well blended and looking nice. And then going back again to the darker brown purple color. I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's a taupey, but it's like kind of black. It has warmth to it. So yeah, it's one of the darker colors in the palette. And again, I'm trying to build it again. So I'm adding little by little and concentrating it slowly on the outer corner and then working it inward. And my baby, she's still wanting to play with me, so I have to be careful when I'm adding the color because I don't want to add it in the wrong place, but she's too cute. And now I am gonna take one of the silver colors and I'm gonna start applying that. I did like the way it applied, but I wanted more intensity from it, so I am going to take a little bit of Fix Plus or Smashbox primer water. I can't remember which one. Either one of those. I always go back and forth between those. And I am going to wet it and get it more intense. And there I go, wetting it a little bit. And now you can see it's a little more vibrant. And I took it with a flat synthetic shader brush. There it goes. So it was the primer water. And I'm doing it now to the other side. And I'm doing somewhat of a cut crease. Not really. I didn't add concealer first and, you know, shape it. But I'm just using it with the foiled technique of the eyeshadow to kind of cut the crease a little bit. And I'm taking that with the Sephora brush. It's actually a lip brush, but I like it because it's so tiny, and I like the length of it, so that's why I use it when I want to lay color, when I want to lay when I want to foil my shadows. It's when I like to use it. And then I'm going back again to add more depth, and this is truly how it goes. I didn't really edit too much out. I'm fast forwarding it, but it does take me a while to blend out eyeshadow, really, and even on my clients too. That's what takes me the longest, is just getting that blend right until I am happy with it. So I keep going back and forth. So when you do your eyeshadow, you don't want to take just one brush to do it. I mean, you can if you want. You just have to make sure that you wipe it down before you take it again and use a different color with it, so that way it doesn't get too muddy. It really truly is important to have the right tools when doing your eyeshadow, and just to get the right blend, where you want the color placement, how far you want it to blend out. And it really depends on the brush. If the brush is super tiny or if it's super fluffy, it's going to indicate how far the color is going to disperse. So yeah, now I'm just finishing up the other eye, and then I'm taking again the Real Techniques brush and helping it. It doesn't have any additional product on it. I'm just taking that just to help it blend out. And then I decided to go in with my finger to see how also that performed, and that performed pretty well. And I took a darker gray from there to help blend into the darker matte brown. So it goes from a silver, a really bright silver, to like a grayish gunmetal silver, into the darker gray color. And then I decided to take the dark gray blackish color as liner, and I'm using a Essence of Beauty brush to do that. And then I can't go without doing my BlackTrack fluid line and tight lining my top waterline. I can never go out without this step. I'm doing it so you can see to the other side. I'm glad the video is not of my full face, because then you would see me doing an incredibly awkward face. There we go. Good Lord, Crystal. All right, getting that tight line right. And now we're going in with this awesome liquid liner from NYX. It's the matte one, not the vinyl one. The vinyl one is really shiny. This one, it dries down matte. It's very comparable to the, well, they don't sell that brand anymore. NYC used to have a matte liner, and that was amazing too. So when that one got discontinued, then I found this one by NYX, which I love. And you usually just kind of lay it onto your lash. Most people get really scared when using this type of liquid liner, but I find that when you actually just lay the brush down onto your lash line and then slowly, you know, take it down, or slide it, you really do get a really nice line. I think people most of the time try to use the tip and it gets really messy. So no, if you just lay it down onto the lash line, it is super simple. And then I went back and added a black shadow and blended it into the crease a little bit to smoke it out some more. And excuse me if I keep putting the mirror in the camera shot. I'm still trying to get used to that. And then I'm taking a small detailed blending brush from Morphe, and I'm going to take it with that little black color and smoking it out. I'm telling you guys, yeah, eyeshadow takes a while. It takes a whole lot of time. Adding lashes, and voila, I am back. And I used the Kissed lashes in the style Pixie. And I'm taking the e.l.f. primer, and then I'm just showing you how please excuse my nails, because yeah, I hadn't gotten them done or redone them myself, so they look a little wonky. So please excuse that. And I have been really liking that e.l.f. primer. I just ordered the Silk Canvas Tatcha primer, which is supposed to be comparable to the e.l.f. one, and so we'll see. I'm gonna try it and see if there is a big difference, because I do like the e.l.f. one, so we'll see. And I just took the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in light beige, and I'm using that now with a beauty blender. And this beauty blender is actually by Equal Tools. And I'm taking that and blending that and working that into my skin. And like I've said before, I really like this beauty blender because it has that sharp edge. So I can really get, like you can see right there with my, around my brows. And I really enjoy that. And I'm able to do it, clean them up that well with that beauty blender. There you go. Okay. The blend. Blending it, blending it. Now I'm taking my Color Pop, and I'm taking two colors, I believe 10 and 14, and the Color Pop No Filter Concealer to conceal my under eyes, because yes girl, I need some help in that area. My kids keep me up. No, I'm just kidding. No, they've been actually pretty good with going to sleep in time. It's really when they get, well, when they were sick, they had some allergies, and so they kept getting up at night, so that's why. But as you can see, that ColourPop concealer really helped me out there. So I'm blending that and getting really up close with that beauty blender. Like I said, I really love that beauty blender because you're able to get really up close to the lash line and to clean up your brows. So I'm just showing you again which products I used. Really working it into my skin with that beauty blender. I'm taking my favorite contour by Wet n Wild, and I'm using it with a Real Techniques brush. And at first I like to apply it with the brush, and then I go back and really work it into the skin and really melt it in with the, and yes, really melt it in with the actual beauty blender. So yeah, just keep applying it with the brush first, and then in a second you're gonna see that I take the beauty blender to further melt it. And there I go with the beauty blender, melting it in on the sides of my nose, getting that nose contour snatched. I really do love that product, the Wet n Wild one, because it really suits me, which is a light to medium skin tone. It really works really well for me as a contour. And now I'm taking the Maybelline loose powder, the loose one, and I'm taking it, I think I mixed the fair and the light because I'm starting to get a little more color. So I'm not quite the fair, but I'm not quite the light for my under eye, so I mixed both of them. And I take it with the actual Equal Tools beauty blender, and I'm using that to bake with it. And then I'm taking this Japonesque brush and I'm sweeping it off because since I'm also experiencing a little bit of dryness in my skin, I don't like to let it sit for too long. I just kind of set it and then I just wipe it away. And then I'm taking this Wet n Wild brush and the Smashbox Cali contour palette, and I'm using the bronzing color in there as well to warm up and bronze up my skin. Wet n Wild seriously needs to bring this brush back. I love this brush. I use it all the time. It came out for the Dragon collection that they had a few months ago, I think. Yeah, it was a few months ago. It was this year that they did it. And man, I swear, when I ordered it, then I got it and I loved it. I was like, I wanted to go order more and they were sold out. So yeah, they need to bring that back so I can buy like 5 of them. But now I'm taking the contour color in that palette and I'm using it with a 224 MAC brush. It's an eyeshadow brush, but I'm using that to kind of contour my nose a little bit. And then I'm taking this Essence blush, and those blushes are actually so pretty. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm taking it again. I just showed you. Huh. Well, yes. Taking that again and adding a little more. And I'm just trying to decide. I wanted to add another one. This one is by Ulta and it's called Tiger Lilly. And this one has a little more like sheen to it. It has a really pretty sheen. So I added that on top of it. I do this a lot. I cocktail products, different blushes. Sometimes I use like three blushes. And yeah, I took that one. I really like that one. There's another one by Ulta that's also another. They have really pretty blushes. You should check them out. They're really, really good. Now I'm starting to finish up my lash line. And the same way that I started is how I start my bottom shadows on my lash line. So I'm taking the lighter brown color first, and then I take the medium taupey brown color and I just build it up like that. And then the darkest color goes right by the lash line. And then I take that with that Essence of Beauty, the one that I used to create the liner on the top lid. I use that to get really nice and close up the lash line with the darkest color. And just be careful just to tap a little bit of the product of the eyeshadow so that you don't get too much fallout when you're working in the lash line, since we already set the under eye concealer. And then I'm taking, instead of a black, I took like a dark brown in the waterline. And adding that to smoke out my look and clean up the baking that I did underneath. And now I'm taking this stuff right here, ladies and gentlemen, is amazing. This truly does make your skin look like airbrushed, flawless. It is so nice. If you ever want to try anything from IT Cosmetics, try that out. It is awesome when you use it to set your face and just to really give it that like airbrush poreless look, because I have a lot of pores. I know that sometimes with the lighting it tends to like blur out my pores and my skin does look pretty nice, but I'm telling you, that stuff is freaking awesome. It really does help hide the pores, especially right there where I'm applying it by my nose and, you know, in the center. Girl, yes. Get it. Love it. And now, I almost forgot. I was like, girl, you're forgetting something. Highlighter, yes. And I'm going back to an old goodie of mine, which is the highlighter from the Balm Cosmetics. And it's one of my favorites. I had to put my Amazing one down because, girl, that one I use all the time too. But yeah, this used to be my favorite before the Amazing one came out. So yes. And then I'm taking this Sugar Cookie Too Faced liquid lipstick, which is a really pretty nude. Something that's similar to this, because I think this one was limited edition. I don't think that you can find it anymore. Maybe you can find it like on, like, what is that? Hot Look. Sometimes they have like limited edition stuff from Too Faced or maybe eBay or something. But similar color is by the the Maybelline Matte Ink liquid lipstick. I'll link it down below. I have one that's similar to it. I can't think of it on the top of my head because I'm sitting here editing while picking up my son from school. So yeah, I can't think right now which one exactly it is. But now I'm taking this Dewy Mist by e.l.f. because, like I said, your girl is hella dry right now, so I'm taking the dewy mist and getting some moisture back into my skin and setting my makeup and using my equal tools to melt it in and really get it all together. And so there you go. This is the final look. I hope that you enjoy it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and comment on my channel. And let me know if you like this. If you want to see other videos that are similar to this, just let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in my next one.